my name's Ian Dunbar. Welcome to Serious Puppy Training. A lot of people think that you have to wait until a pup is 6 months old before you can train it. That's really silly. In fact, 6 months is probably the worst time to try and train a puppy. At 6 months, they have the bodies of adults, but they have the brains of puppies, the brains of adolescents. It's much better to train the dog as a puppy so that when the dog becomes an adolescent, you enter into adolescence with a trained dog. Serious puppy training is quite unique. Not only do we do puppy training, but we do off-leash puppy training. What we're interested in doing is teaching owners how to train their dogs for the home. Basically teaching them how to train their dogs so they can live with them, so they make nice companions. We want to train the dog, come when called, not to pull on leash, not to jump up. The most important thing when you've got a young puppy is basically to realize that it's a young puppy and it's going to develop certain predictable problems. There's no great secret what it's going to do, and so a little forethought, knowing that the dog will grow up and act like a dog, and to know that your puppy will soon be chewing and digging and barking and roaming and chasing. And so you may as well set about trying to prevent these problems before they happen, before they become habits which become deeply ingrained as a part of the dog's everyday life.
As you watch the Serious Puppy Training videotape, pay close attention to the owners as well as the puppies. The mistakes they make are the same mistakes you will make during the coming weeks with your own puppy. But with lots of practice, anyone can overcome these problems. Every puppy is unique, and each will present a certain challenge to its owner. Nessie, our little West Highland Terrier, was very shy and fearful at first, but gained enough confidence to play with other dogs and be handled by 4 people at once.
Talk to him. Geisha, come. Run to the door. Geisha, come on.
Akitas, like Geisha here, are usually plodders and be jollied along to get them moving. All puppies are easily distracted, but Jack the Malamute really had a mind of his own and sometimes kept the whole class waiting. Eventually, even he learned to pay attention.
Very nice, all right. And slow down.
Balin, our Chesapeake Cross, was not a very good listener, so his owners had to work extra hard to keep him interested.
All the way down there.
Lady Chumley, the little American staff, kept trying to trip up her owner until she learned how to heel on one side only. Sheena was our crazy Labrador mix who confused Amaya for a chew toy. Learning a simple command like sit became behavior training for both of them. Golden retrievers like Cedar and labs like Charlotte are sometimes a bit wriggly, but with lots of attention, they settle down, even with children.
By far the most important aspect of behavior and temperament training is training dogs not to bite people, specifically not to bite children. I think here we have to get all owners to realize that all dogs are potential biters. And so the onus should be on all owners to train them not to bite people from the start, before it becomes a big problem and the dog's an adult. With a young puppy, obviously you can't go to classes until the pup is at least 3 months old and has had all its shots against parvovirus and distemper. The advantage of this tape is you can start training in the home. Give the puppy a day to get used to his new surroundings, and the next day get out the tape and the puppy and start training it. Okay, so enough for the introduction. Let's go to class. Welcome to puppy training class. We're going to do a number of things here. The first is I'm going to teach you how to teach your dogs basic obedience. Come, heel, sit, down, stand, stay. In fact, we're going to do more than that. I'm going to teach you how you can teach your friends and the rest of your family to teach the dogs basic obedience. The other thing is, if dogs make a few little mistakes in this room, firstly, I don't mind. I will clear it up. What I do care about is what you do. I want you very, very quickly to shout the dog's name. So if Rover's taking a leak or Rover's forming a little pile, I want you to say, Rover! Hopefully that will startle the dog and contract just about every sphincter in the dog's body.
Jack, no.
Outside. So we will stop in mid-flow. Then you grab the dog, grab the leash, get outside and let it finish. Because you're going to be outside with a dog that still wants to go. When he goes, you're going to praise him. Okay? That's a learning experience.
All right. Good girl, Chumley. Good girl.
Good girl, Chumley. You're a darling. Yes, you are. That was very good.
Of course, the problem is, how do we know when the dog is going to eliminate so that we can be there to praise it? One of the best ways to predict when a dog will eliminate, if we haven't got the luxury of spending all day at home watching the dog, is to crate drain it or put it on a short tie down. That once the dog has been closely confined, say for an hour, if you then take it outside and run it around, the odds are very good that it will want to urinate or defecate.
Hurry up.
Good. Good boy. Sid, hurry up.
It'll quickly become obvious that a major part of the tape is play sessions with puppies. This is done not just because play sessions are a lot of fun for the puppies and for the human participants alike, but because this is an extremely important aspect of the puppy's development. This is where the puppies learn how to play, they develop their confidence, and so they would much rather play than fight.
See, poor old Nessie's still hiding under there. We're a little frightened there. Okay, now I want you to listen up. It looks like the dogs are having a good time, right? All apart from the party pooper Nessie here, who's just decided to come out and have a sniff. But playing with other dogs is very enjoyable. So this is going to be the last time they do it, okay, without you joining in. It's very important. I'm not saying that the dogs don't play anymore. What I'm saying is I don't want these dogs playing and having a good time if you aren't a part of it. Because if this happens, what we're doing here is we're setting up a tremendous distraction to training. That you'll find that training works fine in this room when I'm here to look after the dogs, and it works fine at home when you got the food bowl in your hand, but you go out in the park and your dog sees another dog and it's gone. Because the dog would much rather play with other dogs than come when you call it. So next week, playing with other dogs, we have to take that big distraction and turn it into a reward. All right? Okay, let's all grab our dogs and put them back on leash and then just sit in your places. Okay, we'll keep Nessie off leash now, so that if she wants, she can poke her nose out and build up some Dutch courage and come out on her own accord. You'll find that she'll be much more likely to come out when the other dogs are tied up. But don't say anything to her, don't look at her. If she comes and sits next to her, just ignore her for a while. There she is, she's out already.
No. No.
Hey, just quit it. Okay, thank you. Now then. Good.
Thank you.
If he does that and you can't stop him right away, just don't have him on your lap. This is a really important thing to remember about a reprimand. If you're trying to stop the dog doing something and whatever you're doing isn't stopping the dog,
Right.
then do something else. What we're going to do is now we're going to let the dogs off leash, like some of the children, and we're going to see how much control we have over them. We're going to see how much social attraction they have towards us. We're going to try and get them to come to us when we call them and trying to get them to follow us around the room just by making it fun for them to do. Okay? So we'll start with this doggy over here. We'll start with Cedar. What I want you to do is to go up the other end of the room, right over here. And when I say, just call Cedar, and if Cedar comes, you know, be a good dog, give Cedar a big kiss when we get there. Okay. That's it. Lots of praise. Lovely. That's what we want. A big hug and a kiss. Thank you, Cedar. Back the other way. Let's do it. Going back the other way. Where's he going, eh? Where's he going? Where's he going? Okay. Beautiful. Okay, back to your place and put Cedar on leash. Beautiful. Come on, Charlotte, little sausage. You go up the other end. Yeah, go on. Both of you go. Take two of you to call Charlotte. Okay, call Charlotte. I want you all to remember that little picture you saw of a dog running happily towards its owner and the owner saying, thank you very much for coming. You go back the other way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, I know. Here. Call Charlotte. Very nice. That's good, all right. And you want to try calling again? Lots of enthusiasm, okay? Come on, Geisha, come on. You have to run back as well. Come on, here we go, all of you. Come on, let's go. That's right. Okay, and see if it's not working, if you're just sitting there and calling the dog, that's not much fun for the puppy. Let's go with Lady Chumley. Okay, wakey, wakey. I'm afraid you're going to have to get on the floor for this, Lady Chum. Can't spend your whole life in Mum's lap. Here we go. Ready, steady, go. Good dog. Very nice. All right. Do you want to call back? Just let go of Lady Chum. Oh, a bit of competition. Okay, let's just try that again. Now, when you're calling Chum, it's a real good lesson there. It's no good just saying, Chum, come here. If Chum sees that little Westie there hiding, that's much more fun to visit than to come to you. So let's have a lot of animation when we call this time, okay? You've got to be more attractive than all the puppies in this room. Okay, what we're going to do now is to do some following round the room. Just stay there and keep calling.
Leslie, come. Come.
Good, right, now back this way. A little scratch. Give it a little pet. Back this way. Back all over here.
Come on. Come on, Leslie. Leslie, come.
Come on, squat down on the floor. That's better. Good dog. What you probably realize now is that training is not a one-way street. Training is a two-way street. Your dog is trying to train you just as quickly as you're training your dog. If your dog goes too far ahead, it's human nature to want to follow the dog, and off we go after it. If the dog slows down and stops, we stand still. Now, I don't want you to do that. At all costs, I want you to keep walking. Okay? You must keep walking if you want the dog to follow. The dog can't follow you if you aren't going anywhere, right? Off we go. That's it. Back this way. Nice turn. You see how Ballon turns when he realizes you aren't going all the way? Keep going. Keep walking. That's it. Okay, back to your place. Now, whoops, where's your dog? Where's your dog? Don't forget your dog. Here we go. Come on. Very nice. That's it. Keep going, keep going. Come on, quickly, clap your hands. That's a nice turn. Keep walking. Keep going. Very good. Whatever the dog does, do the opposite. So if the dog runs ahead of you, I want you to stop or turn around and go backwards. If the dog's going slowly, I want you to speed up and make yourselves more exciting. The dog's saying, hey, you're boring. So squeak a little, clap your hands together and run off. If the dog goes left, you turn right. If the dog goes right, you turn left. So whatever the dog does wrong, however it improvises on the heeling pattern, you do the opposite. You accentuate the dog's mistake and do it quickly and make it fun. Off you go all the way. That's right. And run back this way really quickly. Run back. We approach training with a reward-oriented training method. We try and teach the dogs what we want them to do before we get on their case for screwing up. That way training is much more enjoyable. Okay, we've seen what the dogs will do using social attraction as a lure. Now let's see what they will do using food as a lure. Here's I got a little bit of food in my hand here. It's a real nice way to get a dog to come to you. That I'm a lot more attractive now. I mean, I don't know Jack from Adam, but the dog has a lot more reason to come to me if I have a little bit of food. If you want Jack to heel, and sit, sit, and down. Good dog. And sit, and stand, and sit. Good dog. Gently. Yes, you've got to learn to take it gently. I nearly took my finger as well. Okay, let's come here, and sit. And we touch the collar. See what we all have to do? We ask the dog to come, and to sit. Sits without us touching it, then we touch the collar. Okay, let's just do that over a few times. This is what you want to do all the time. Come here, and sit, touch the collar, give it the food. And you'll find after you've done this 20 or 30 times, Jack thinks it's really good news when you touch my collar. Sit, we touch the collar, gets the food. Now, if you're going to feed the dog anyway, you may as well feed it one handful of its dog food this way. As we move our hand, the dog's nose follows it. So we're luring the dog into position. Since we know it's going to sit or to lie down, now we can put the words in first. Because we aren't really training a dog to sit or to lie down. The dogs know how to sit and how to lie down. We're training them to do it on command. So we say, Jack, sit, and then we move our hand. Jack, down, and we move our hand. If he doesn't lie down immediately, we just keep our hand there. And then we just wait, 1, 2, good dog, and praise Jack when we lie down. So what we're going to do from now on is we're going to have the dogs come, and then sit, but to sit without us touching them. Then we touch the collar, give it the food. Now go through all those 4 ingredients there. We ask the dog to come. Why? Because we're here and the dog's there. We ask it to sit, so the dog just doesn't come and say, hi there, bye-bye, and off it goes again. We want the dog to sit without us touching it, so the dog learns the meaning of the word. Okay, it does not learn to sit because we push down on its butt or we yank up on its collar. The dog learns when we say sit or we give the hand signal sit, that you sit. Then we can make the dog sit even if it is 2 yards from us. But if you're training a dog to sit by pulling up on its collar and pushing down on its butt, then if the dog is just 1 yard from you, you can't get it to sit. And why do we have the dog trained to sit there while we reach for it by the collar? So that when we do it, and the dog doesn't run off. We want the dog to welcome us to take it by its collar. There's a good dog. Okay. You know how to sit? Okay. So we just back up, say, Charlotte, come here. Good dog. And we get a little food for coming. And come again. This time. Good dog. Where's a good dog? Yes, I know. Oh, yes, okay. Good dog. So I don't bother to put the words in until I know we're going to do it. I think we're pretty reliable now that we're going to come when called. We don't know she's going to sit. Come here, Charlotte. Good dog, yes. Now we can say sit as well. Charlotte, come here. Charlotte, sit. Good dog. Charlotte, come here. Charlotte, sit. Good dog. Now we touch the collar, then she gets the food. Okay, let's go back the other way. Come on, turn around. Charlotte, come here, come on. Good dog. And sit. Good dog. Touch the collar, then we get the food. Let's see what else we know. We know stand, and we know sit. We know down. Good. And if we don't know how to lie down, that's fine. We just don't get the food.
Good girl.
And lift your hand up, don't touch. And sit. Touch the collar, give her the food. Very nice. Let's do it once more for luck. Okay, do it once more. All right. We'll cover your eyes this time. We don't know where she is. Okay, go on.
Chumley, come. Good girl.
Sit.
Sit. Sit.
Very nice. And back to your place. Very good.
There, come. Sit.
Lower the hand a little.
Sit.
Now back over the top of her head. That's it. If she jumps up, then your hand is held too high. So just lower it until she goes down on all 4 paws, and then backwards over the back of her head, over the top of her head. Here we go. Let's call again.
Come, Nessie, come.
And sit. Good dog. Oops.
Sit.
Good dog. That's it. Now, it's much more difficult for you to position her than it is a big old moose like Jack.
Yeah.
Any tiny error with your hand movement and the dog's standing on his hind legs. Whereas with a big old moose like Jack over there, the owner has to make a big gross error like this to get the dog up on its hind legs. So you have to be very careful, very little movements, minor adjustments. Don't say no. Touch the collar, give her the food. And let's back up again. Yeah, if she doesn't do it, don't say no. Okay, it's not a no because she doesn't know what's right. So just wait until she's sitting and then say, good dog. Okay, back up a little way. What are you looking at me for? Here you go.
Sheena.
And lift your hand up. Don't touch her till she's too high. She's jumping on you. Lift your hand above her nose and backwards, backwards.
Sheena.
Sit. Give a real interest, sitting back, over like this. Good dog. Okay, if she's jumping in the air like this, then your hand's too high. Okay, if we're jumping like this, so just lower your hand down till we get 4 paws on the ground, then move it backwards, just over her head.
Oh, I see.
Here we go, gently. It's too high, so we go down again. Back over her head. Here we go, sausage. And we wait till we sit down, then we give the little bit of food. Let's see if we can go down to good dog. And sit again. Sheena, sit. Stand. And sit. We want to move our hand really calmly. We don't want any jerky movement like this, or else we get the dog all excited and it'll jump all over the place. So keep your hand nice and calm. Okay, back down the other end and pull again. Backwards over her head. Don't lower her hand down again. That's it. Very nice. What you're doing there, okay, If you lift your hand up, don't bring it down again like this. You're going to end up with a noddy dog in the back of a car that's going up and down. Lift your hand up, get the hand on her nose.
Sit.
Touch the collar, give her the food. Very nice. Now don't you back up and do it again. Just back up a little ways. Okay, cooler.
Come here, Charlotte.
Hold your hand out, lift it up a little. Touch the collar, give her the food. Hold on there, we can go back the other way. Okay, go halfway back. That's fine. And cooler.
Come here, Charlotte. Come on,
And
sweetie.
sit.
Come on, sit.
And touch the collar. Very nice. Just stand up. Stand up and sit. Touch the collar. And very nice. Let's do it again. It's much easier to get him to sit if you're standing up, and he lifts his head to look up at you. And sit. Very good. Touch the collar. Give him the food. This time I want him to sit and then lie down. Okay? And sit. And down. And sit again. And lie down again. And sit again. And keep him there. And stand. Stand. And lie down. This is difficult. Just keep your hand palm down. Good dog. Jack, sit. Good dog. There's a good dog. And down. Good dog. There's a good dog. And sit. And down. See how quickly I move the food down right between his forepaws. And sit. Good dog. Jack, down. Good dog. And sit. There's a good dog. Come here. Good dog. And sit. Good dog. We'll give him the Malamute 3 seconds. Down. Good dog. You see him pouring, that means he's going to go down. So we just take a little time, keep the food there. Go to Mum.
Jack.
Now down.
Down.
Now that you're making him stand up, you see? You asked him to sit, and then you go down right out here. So how's he going to get to the food? He's got to stand up to get to it. Now you know you haven't been working too much with him lying down when he's standing up. So we've got a little problem. We've got to get him to lie down from the standing position. We've got to keep our hand here. Keep it down. It's pouring us. That's a good sign. Let's see if he can slip through. Here, see if we do this. Come here. Here's a bit of food. There's a good dog. There's a good dog. Come on, good dog. Good dog. All right. Every time you remember you've got a dog, just do these little exercises. Come here. Sit down. Sit. Stand. Bit of food. And you'll see what's happening is the hand movements with the food lure are soon becoming hand signals. We'll say to the dog that there are lots and lots of things that you like doing. Well, now you just have to say please first. If you want to go out the front door for a walk, you have to sit first. If you want your dinner, you have to sit and heel. If you want to sit in my lap, you have to sit first. Everything that the dog finds enjoyable, do it first. This is the dog's way of saying please. You come to class or you watch a videotape to learn how to do it, but you train your dog in the home, in your backyard, when you go for walks on the street, in parks, when people come to the house. That's just basic canine courtesy.
It's really important to realize the difference between behavior and temperament. If we take biting as an example, the dog bites you, that's a behavior. But why it bites you, that has to do with the dog's temperament.
And when dogs are playing like this, it's a real good idea to get your hands in now to make sure they know the difference between human flesh and dog flesh. So they shouldn't mouth your hands, let alone bite your hands when they go in there.
It's normal for a dog to bite. When a dog's upset, he's not going to send you a poison pen letter or go or anything like this. He's just going to bite you. It's as simple as that. People must realize that biting is a normal behavior of all dogs, and the onus is on the owner to train the dog to prevent it from biting.
First behavior we want to deal with is biting behavior. That all these puppies should be biting now. It's very important that they bite. They bite for a good reason. They have sharp teeth and they're mouthing you all the time, so they can learn that biting hurts. And that's exactly what we have to teach them. The same way they would learn that if they were biting other puppies, like we're in the play session. And when this guy bites too hard, the bitee goes, "Yow!" and then isn't going to play anymore. And so poor old Jack says, "Please play with me, please play with me." And eventually the dog that he bit will say, "All right, as long as you're more gentle." And Jack's a lot more gentle, and he learns now, don't bite so hard. And it's important that this guy learns that before he's a couple of months older. Because when he's a couple of months older, he's got jaws that could just take your arm off. He just bites you and your arm drops off. So we're going to teach him to inhibit his biting, but we're going to do it in several steps. It would be really silly to indiscriminately punish him every time he bites us. When he bites us like this, to say, "No, bad dog." Because what's going to happen then is he's going to say, "All right, I won't bite you." So he's not going to bite Dad, but he's still biting Mum and perhaps kids that come to the house. So what we're going to do is to let him continue to mouth us for a while, but we're going to have several rules. The first rule then is no hard bites. So we keep our finger in his mouth and we wait till he bites hard and we go, "Ow!" Good dog when he lets go. And he just learns that that hurt us. So next time we have our hand in his mouth, he's going to be a lot more gentle. There's a good dog, good dog. And he's just holding my hand really gently now. Good doggy, 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 doggy. Okay. And let him know that you still love him, that you still love the dog. It's just this obnoxious biting behavior that you don't like. The second rule is going to be no pressure at all when you bite. What we're going to do is when Jack is mouthing us, and he's not necessarily hurting us, but he's bearing down, we're going to go, "Ouch! Oh, that hurt, Jack." And Jack's going to think, "Boy, these humans are really mamby-pamby. You have to be so careful when you bite them." Oh, it's not like biting my other doggy friends. I have to be very careful with human skin. That's exactly what we want Jack to learn. When you're mouthing humans, don't exert any pressure whatsoever. And the third rule we're going to have is mouthing's okay, because that's what it will be. It will be mouthing. It won't be biting anymore. You'll be gently mouthing our hand. Mouthing's okay until I say stop. Rule 1, no hard bites. Rule 2, no pressure at all. Once the dog has learned to inhibit its biting, we're now dealing with mouthing. Rule 3, mouthing is okay until the owner says stop. And finally, Rule 4, dogs may never initiate mouthing. We first just train the dog not to bite. Then we think about the reason why it's biting, because it lacks confidence, because it's fearful, because it's aggressive.
When we have a little puppy like this, it's cute, it's cuddly, we tend to forget that sometimes these little puppies are going to grow up to be huge dogs like this. And try to imagine this little squirming thing here about 4 or 5 times her size. What we want to do is prepare her now while she is easy and little to handle, that when she does grow up to be this big, we can do things like this to her without getting kicked in the face. Let's first try to think of all different ways that a dog will be handled when it is an adult. And let's do that to the puppy now while it's still real little. So the first thing I can think of is maybe how a veterinarian would handle it. Okay, a veterinarian's going to look into the dog's ears. Okay, they're going to look inside the mouth. Open the mouth up, look inside. Ooh, what pretty teeth you have. Okay, try that with Chumley. Let's see what she does.
Chumley, I'm going to look inside this ear and this ear, and I'm going to look at your big teeth and your great big mouth.
So you see that this is really difficult to do.
Yes,
and if for some
important.
reason we needed to look inside of her mouth, suppose she had a fishbone or something caught in her teeth. We don't want to be struggling like this to try to get her mouth open. One, either you're going to get bitten very severely, or the veterinarian is, or she's going to have this fishbone caught in her throat, and you're going to have, you know, to do a lot of surgery on her.
Right.
So it'd be a lot easier to right now just get her used to this. But we're going to start out very, very gently. We know now that she doesn't like to have her mouth handled, so let's start off with just making it real easy, like, oh, look, one tooth. And you might have to do that, and only that for one day. Okay, and then the second day, after she's accepting this very nicely, oh, what a good
Very
girl.
good.
Then we'll go, a tooth over there. Oh, you got a tooth over there, too. Oh, how exciting. But just feel her all around. Maybe her feet are sensitive, too.
They are.
Okay, so if you're going to clip these toenails, it's going to be a real major battle. So what can we do to convince her that this isn't such a bad thing after all?
Give her some food.
Okay, associate it with something that she really, really likes. Do you want that? Do you want that? I'm going to grab this foot. There. Chumley, do you want this? I'm going to grab this foot. There you go. Good. Okay, sometimes it can be food, but there's probably other things that she likes too. If she likes playing with toys, you can hold the toy up in front of her nose and say, do you want to play with this? If you're going to play with this, you got to let me handle your first. So rub, rub, rub. Then you throw the toy and let her play.
Yes.
Hi, Brenda. We're here for our appointment. Hi, Nancy.
For many dogs, a visit to the veterinarian is a terrifying experience.
Let's go weigh in, Lou.
When this dog visits a veterinarian, you can see the benefit of handling exercises.
Girl, 47 pounds.
Lulu is going to experience exactly the same handling she was exposed to as a puppy.
She's getting a little
Look
bit
at how calm and relaxed Lulu is when the veterinarian is examining her, just as we tried to examine Lady Chumley. Can you imagine what a nightmare it would be if this pit bull had never been handled in this manner? She would probably be thrashing around and totally impossible to control.
Looks good.
Okay. Just say hello to the dogs and then... Oh, yes, you're a cutie. Okay. Okay, let's just let them off leash. See if they want to play with each other. Looks like all the dogs having a great time, apart from little Westie hiding there, and Geisha the Akita's a little bit uptight, but she's going to get into playing sooner or later. Yeah, when hackles are up like that, it's not necessarily a sign of aggressiveness. It's a sign that she's a little uptight with what's going on. If she's doing her best to play, all this is too much for her, and the growling and the hackles raising is not her being aggressive. She's sort of saying, I don't like this, I'm a little unsure of it. Just let the play session go for a couple of weeks. Oh, look, there's Nessie having a little play under the chairs. Okay, now I want you all to listen up. What we're going to do now is use this as a reward. We're going to call the dogs from the play session, and the deal is, when they come, they can go back playing again. So we're going to use the play session as a reward for coming. Let's do it with Sheena here. Why don't you come over here to me? Let's call Sheena. Don't bounce over, just stand still.
Sheena, come. Sheena, come.
And go play. That's it. Now stand up and ignore her. Just stay where you are. Now call her again.
Sheena.
That's it. Good. And go play. Now stand where you are. That's good. Let's call Sheena again.
Sheena.
Good dog. Lots of praise. And go play.
Cedar.
Come on, go and get your hand on Cedar's nose quickly. Show you got some food. Come on, let's get her excited. Come on, back off. Good dog, good dog. Give her the food and say go play. That's it, very nice. You come over here. Where's Charlotte's owner? Come on. You come over here. Stay put. That's good. That's nice. Give her the food. Say go play.
Go play.
Get the food down on Chumley's nose quickly. Back up. Back up. Okay, if you're calling the dog, don't walk towards it like Charlotte's owner did. We're taking the food over here, or don't even reach down towards it. Back up. Make the dog come to you. You must get him to come to you. If only it's 2 yards. That's it. Good dog, and go play. Let's put the dogs on leash and sit down. Let's use Jack, since we're talking about him, and just go over really quickly what we did last week. Come on, wakey wakey sausage. Here we go.
You want the leash?
Yeah, just drop the leash. Come on, Jack.
You're always looking for food, not your chips.
We started off using food as a lure, okay? So that we know what the dog's going to do, so we can put the words in. Jack, sit. Good dog. And then praise him for doing it. And maybe reward him for doing it. And since we got this food in our hand as a lure, you can sometimes get that bit of food as a reward. Sometimes, okay? The same way, we can get him to come to us. Jack, come. And sit. Good dog. Touch the collar. That's what we've all got to do this week. Jack, come here. And sit. Good dog. Touch the collar. Jack, come here. And sit. Touch the collar and gets a bit of food. Just do it back. Go in the other way. Jack, come here. Good dog. And sit. And sit. Good dog. And come here. And no food for that because he was really slow. But a bit of food for that one because it was a lot better. So if we're only going to give the dog a bit of food occasionally for getting it right,
Then we give it the bit of food when it does it best. We obviously don't want to give it a bit of food if the dog's real slovenly, or we have to tell it 2 or 3 times to do something. We can also get Jack to heel. Come on, Jack. Come on. Good dog. There's a good dog. Come here. Keep him on one side only. Good dog. Jack, sit. It's getting a little too far ahead, so we'll bring back with a sit and heel. Off you go, and turn around again, back the other way. Good, and all the way down there, all the way down. We have to keep Chumley on one side only, okay? It doesn't matter what side, right or left. If in doubt, choose the left. That's what the American Kennel Club says. But it must be one side only. Now, if I want to make a right-hand turn here, I have to get him in front of me before we make that turn. I want to make a left-hand turn. I'm holding my hand back so I can make the left-hand turn. Now we're going to start to stride out, make it fun. Come on, Sausage. Good dog. Good dog. Steady. Now have him sit. Good dog. And heel again. And then sit. You see how he's sitting by my side? It's a little bit crooked, but he's right by my side. Let's try again. Come on, Sausage. Heel. Good dog. Come on your paws. Come on. Always try walking forwards, very naturally. That's it. There's no need to keep turning to face her all the time. Lift just one hand. Just lift one hand up. You've got to bring the other one up as well. That's it. It's best your heeling hand, if when you stop, you bring that forward and up like this, then the dog says, where's that fat going? And it sees this other hand here, so we'll sit immediately. And sit. And stay. Chamler's been doing his homework. And stay. What you want to do is vary the time in each position. Chumley, come here. Sit. Now what we've got to do is to start to slow Chumley down. We're going up and down really nicely, but we want to stay in position. Sit, stay. Sit, stay. It's a bit of food. Another bit's right on your nose if you keep there. Sit, stay. And once we got the dog in position, then later we can teach the dog what off means. So then it'll stay in position without eating our hand at the same time. Good dog. Down, stay. Up, down, stay. And sit. Good dog. Sit, stay. And down, stay. Very quick changes of position, and then keeping it in there. And sit, stay. Stand. Down. Good dog. And Chumley, sit. Go to Mum.
Chumley.
And sit. And heel round the room. Left hand to heel Chumley with.
Okay. Heel, Chumley.
And back this way. Make a right. That's good. Left turn. Very pretty. Heel. Keep Chumley in close. Come over this direction. Don't heel in little circles. We won't get anywhere. Right over here. Come on, all the way over here. And slow down and sit. Very good. And heel again up towards me. And heel. This way. Okay, before you start, let him know, you're taking 3 steps, and poor old Jack, we're creeping off from him like this, sort of. Then we say, Jack, come. So the poor dog's out of position before we start. So get him psyched up so he's paying attention to you. So we go, Jack, sit. And I got a squeaky here. And then we go, Jack, are you ready? Jack, heel. Come on, heel. Good dog, good dog, good dog, good dog, good dog, good dog. And he's a slow old Malamute. Come on, good dog. There's a good dog.
Here, Charlotte.
And sit.
Sit. Good girl.
And down. And sit.
Sit.
Getting ready to roll over. And then heel round the room when you're ready.
Heel.
Heel, sit, heel, sit.
Left hand, right?
And you can go and sit down.
Come on, Charlotte. Heel.
And sit with the right hand.
Sit.
And heel with the left hand. Very good. And sit with the right hand.
Sit.
And heel with the left hand. Very good. That's it. Speed up. Make a left turn. Speed up. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Food on the nose. Quickly. And go the other way. That's lovely. And slow down and sit.
Sit.
Good. Why on earth should the dog stick close to you? You're boring. The dog lives with you. So squeak a little. Make it fun. Act like a puppy. Act like a child. Keep the dog on one side only. Heel with the left hand. Sit signal with the right hand. And for heaven's sake, make it fun. Oh, all that food over there, eh? No wonder. You're like a vacuum cleaner. You won't need feeding when you get home. When you bring Charlotte to class, there's no need to feed her. Now, since we got a lot of kids in the class, I'm going to mention this week, that we're using food as a lure to get the dog to do what we want, to get it to lie down and to sit up and to stand, and maybe lie down if we're lucky, yes, and to stay in position and to heel and to come. But the dog is chewing at our fingers. Now, I'm lucky here that Charlotte is not biting my hand off, which I can't say for some of the dogs that we got here.
And since there are a lot of kids who are also moving their hands away like this and getting the dog all excited, we've got to have a command that means off. So this is how we're going to teach it. The bargain is that you can have this bit of food, but you can have that one for free. Take it. But this next one, you can't have this bit of food until you haven't touched it for 2 seconds. So we're going to say to the dog, off. 1, 2. Good dog. Take it. And now we haven't touched my hand for 2 seconds. We're now going to ask for 5. Okay, this is the new definition for off. It means don't touch my hand for 5 seconds. This is okay, touching my hand now. I want the dog to work really closely so I can say yes, and I can say no, and I can make you lie down, and I can make you sit up. And now I'm going to say off. Off. Good dog. 1, 2. Off. Good dog. 1, 2, 3. Off. 4, 5. Take it. Good dog. So we're teaching 2 words, off and take it. Now we're going to go up for 7 seconds, okay? Here we go. Charlotte, off. Good dog, take it. Now we can get that for free because she pulled her nose back when I said off. So we'll give it the food right away. Let's go for 7 seconds now. Charlotte, off. Good dog. 1, 2. It's good dog, Charlotte. 3. Good dog. 4. Good dog. 5. Now we'll play the devil's advocate. 6, 7. Take it. This command is of great help to stop the dog from mouthing the kids and to stop the dog from jumping up. By using the word off, the dog knows, oh, that means don't touch them with my mouth and my paws.
Right now we're working with Cedar, teaching him not to jump up on barriers. He's learning not to jump on furniture in the house. We also want him to know that he'll get lots and lots of praise and reinforcement when he's behaving, when he's sitting here. But when he jumps up on the barrier, I tell him off and I move away, so he's not getting any positive reinforcement from me. Good boy. Off. 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 What a good boy. That was terrific. Hi. Hi. What a...
Essential thing that Chumley should learn is the word off, like the other dogs. That when he tries to take the food, he has very sharp teeth, and they hurt. So we're going to give him a bit for free, because I'm probably going to shout at him, so I don't want him to think that I'm a big ogre. So he gets one for free. In fact, we'll give him another one for free. We'll say, take it. But this one he can't have unless he doesn't touch it for 3 seconds. So we say, Chumley, off. Off! Good dog. Off! Good dog. There's a good dog. Good. Off! Good dog. Good dog. Good dog, Chumley. Take it. And now we up the ante to 4 seconds. Now if Chumley touches my hand any time while I'm counting, I just shout off and tap him on the nose and say, hey, that's wrong. Now we've got to start counting again from 1. That you don't get the food unless you don't touch it. Now, it's okay touching it now, but now I'm going to say the word off. Off! Good dog. There's a good dog. Yes, 1. Good dog, Chumley. Good dog. 2. Off. Off. Take it. Good dog. And we'll try it again. This time we'll up the ante to 5 seconds. Chumley, off. Oh, good dog. Take it. Now that one he can get after a second because he took his nose off when I said off. Now let's do it again. Here we go. Good dog. Chumley, off. Oh, he's a good dog. Yes, he's a good doggy dog. Oh, he's a good dog. Off! Good dog. There's a good dog. Oh, hurt your feelings, I know. Yes, take it. Now that was a real loud shout, so we're going to give him another one for free. Chumley, take it. Good dog. But this one he can't touch. Chumley, off. Oh, good dog. You're so good. Take it. Now we can use this food as a lure and really waggle our hands around and get Chumley excited, and we can say off. Now he won't touch our hand, but we can still use the food to get him excited. Take it. Okay. Back you go to Mum. Hey, off, 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 off. Now, if Sheena ever does that, if she ever bites your clothing like this, or she hurts you, I want you to scream, off! It's no good saying, ow, that hurt, or oh, Sheena's ripping my jumper. Sheena won't learn anything from that, okay? So if Sheena ever puts her mouth on you like that, you say, ouch! and then Mum better be there pretty quickly, because Sheena mustn't do that. It's a funny game now when Sheena's a cute little puppy, but when Sheena gets to be about a year older, or even a couple of months older, that's not fun.
She's a kid now.
She's a kid like you and me, yeah, okay. You run back to your place.
I'm not a kid.
Well, I'm just a big one. Call your doggy. Now, I just want to reaffirm that the things I went over last week about the handling are very important. They sound like really silly Mickey Mouse exercises, but they aren't. You must handle your dogs everywhere. Every day, get your hands over the dogs everywhere. Usually if you hold a puppy's paw, they bite your hand. It's okay for a puppy, but not for an adult dog. I want the dog to know that it's okay when you look in its ears, when you look in its mouth. Hi there. Let's work with the paws this time. So we feel the paws. Here what I'm doing is just giving a little nip between the paws with my fingernail, but we get a bit of food afterwards. Also, we're going to check that Cedar doesn't mind being grabbed. So we reach down, give a bit of food. So the dog knows it's coming. The next time, it's real hard. Okay? And then the third time, we reach and we really grab the dog, and it gets a nice bit of food. So the dog learns, boy, each time they reach down for me and they put hands on me, it's good news. So then the dog won't be frightened if you have to grab it to stop it getting out the car or getting out the front door, and you haven't got food on you. Okay, what I want you to do now is one thing, doing these handling exercises by yourself on your own dog. What you've got to do is to get all strangers in the house doing this, so that your dog builds up confidence being handled by strangers. That it's unfair to have a dog that's not handled by strangers, and then one day it has to go to the veterinarian or the groomer, and it gets frightened just because the groomer holds it like this, or the veterinarian holds it. Handling and gentling exercises are probably the most simple exercises that you can do, but they're the exercises that everyone forgets to do.
It won't hurt you. All right, it won't hurt you.
One of the nice things about teaching these dogs to be handled and to allow all of this touching and maneuvering is that when it comes time to cut nails and groom the dog, it becomes a very easy thing for you to do. And you've all spent weeks now working on the toes like this. The dogs are relaxed. They'll allow you to do this kind of thing. So when it comes time to cut nails, it's not a big deal. You just basically are going to be able to go like this. Good. Okay. Now, when she's full grown, she's probably going to weigh 70 pounds. I don't want to have to sit on her chest to cut her nails. I want her to stay calm, quiet, and relaxed like this. So as I'm cutting, I'm making very sure that I'm not taking very much off. I'm teaching her. This is a training exercise exactly the same way it would be if you were teaching the dog to sit. It's an obedience exercise. Brushing will be the same way. They learn to like it. This feels good.
Now, you lucky Malamute owners, get a crazy Labrador cross. Here's Sheena for you. And Sheena's owner says, bye-bye, Sheena, bye-bye. Now, let's go through these exercises. Let's give Sheena the work over. Now, you watch her really carefully, and you see her little tongue's coming out of her mouth, and she's saying, oh, you're the big boss, so you go very gently with her. You have to remember, this is not a Malamute. You can't handle Sheena quite as roughly as you can your dog. With any new dog, you start off again, and the first thing I would probably do is say, hey, Sheena, I'm a good guy, here's a bit of food. Remember, first impressions are very, very important, and the best first impression is, would you like a little present? And what better present than a little bit of freeze-dried liver? Then you can take much more liberties with the dog, and you're reinforcing the dog's good behavior in the process. In addition to routine handling and gentling, there are a number of specific exercises that you must do at home.
It's really natural for dogs to feel protective and defensive around their possessions. So the single most important thing you can do is to take the time to show and teach the dog that there is no reason to feel protective and to feel that their food bowl is being threatened when you approach them when they're eating. And with these few handling exercises that I'll show you, you can show your dog that, yeah, hey, I can come up and take your food bowl and your dog isn't going to growl at you. So usually when hands approach the food bowl, they're coming down to grab and to take away. So what we want to show Balin is that when your hand comes down towards the food bowl, it's not coming to take, but rather it's coming to give. Okay, so while he's eating, just reach your hand down like this and then go, ta-da, there's a treat. Another exercise to do is not just put your hand in the bowl and produce something that's tastier than what he's eating, but actually take the bowl away, put a treat in it, and hand it back down to him again. One really good exercise to do is just get down right here on the floor with him. Okay, put the food bowl in your lap while he's eating. Pet him, touch him, maybe give him a little skin scrunch. Put this hand inside, mix it up. Say, oh, can I have some of that too? Chomp, chomp. Put it back in. So you're handling his food, you're handling his body, and you're talking to him all at once. So he doesn't feel threatened by your presence, by you touching his food, or you touching his body.
Hey, Willy Worm. Yes.
Bell, bell.
Let him off. Let's see what we got here. In about a minute, we're going to call the dogs from this play session. This now looks like a bit of fun, right? This is going to be your biggest distraction when you let the dog off leash on the beach or in the park or in the dog park. What we must do is turn this distraction into a reward. So what we're going to do one by one is I want each owner prepared, one owner per dog, to make sure you've got a bit of food, show it to the dog, and then when I say the dog's name, we're going to call it. All right, we're going to call Charlotte now. Good dog. And say sit. And don't give him the food. Stay for 3 seconds. Sit, stay, sit, stay. Then give him the food. Yeah, you're giving that food much too soon. You know that Charlotte will come now and sit. So let's have Charlotte sit and stay for a little while and calm down just for 3 or 5 seconds. Then give Charlotte the food. And if she's bothering your hand, just say off, like we taught you last week. Okay? You call Sheena now. And go play. Excellent, very nice. Let's do it once more. Just stay there. When you're calling Sheena, it's really important to give a command. Don't just say, Sheena, Sheena, because Sheena knows her name. She may say, shut up, I'm playing. So say, Sheena, come here. Then if she doesn't come after you've asked her, give it everything you've got to get her attention the second time. And then if she doesn't come then, you're going to run up to her with the food and back off, just like Charlotte's owner did. Okay, let's call Sheena once more.
Sheena, come.
Good dog. And sit. And little stay. And lie down. And go play. Very good. We're about pooped out, aren't we? Let's call Jack. Good dog. And give him a bit of food and say go play. That's good. Next time we'll go. That's an enormous bit of food, by the way. And it's not good news to have big bits of dry food in a play session. He's going to cough or choke or something. Okay. So just give him a little tiny bit. Let's call Nessie. Good dog. And sit.
Nessie, sit. Good job.
And go play really quickly. That's it. Go play.
Come. Come on. Good
And
boy.
sit.
Sit.
And down.
Lie down.
And go to Dad, whatever his name is.
Go to Greg.
Go to Greg. And call Greg.
No, don't come.
And come sit. Good dog.
Sit. Don't sit. Bill, come.
If you've asked him to sit once and he's not doing it, there's not much point in repeating it again, or a third time, or a fourth. Balance sit, balance sit, balance sit. So if you've asked him balance sit once, and he's not sitting, then do something different. Waggle your hand around, get him really excited, then slowly move it up in position. But basically you can keep your mouth shut until he gets it right. Once he's doing it, and he's sitting with that hand signal, now we can tell him to sit, because he knows what sit means. So if he's not sitting the second time, we can say balance sit, balance sit. And that's an instructive reprimand, that by shouting he knows he's doing something wrong, and by shouting the word sit, he knows what to do to make everything right. Okay? And heel, keep him with you. Keep him with you. That's it, speed up and sit. So let's make sure we don't get any treats unless we sit first. We don't get petted unless we sit first. This is how we wanted to greet people anyway, because if not, she'll jump up. So it's much better explaining to her what we would like her to do, okay, that we want you to greet people by sitting down. And when you sit down, I'll give you a bit of food, I'll give you your dinner. From now on, I would hand feed Sheena about 20% of her dinner, and she has to sit for every bit.
One thing that's really bad to do is to mix up the dog's bowl and put it down on the ground. and then walk away and let the dog eat. For two reasons. You've had to go out to work to buy this dog food, so you should make the dog work for it too. Let the dog say please. One of the ways we can say please is we can have a big long sit stay. We go sit, stay. We got your din-dins here. Good dog, yes, sit, stay. Good dog, maybe down. There's a good dog. And sit again. Stay. And then we can say, okay, start eating. But we still don't want to leave at this point, because the dog will get used to eating on its own. We want to make sure that we just pet it. We let it know, hey, it's fun when we're here. Perhaps we put our hand in, we find a nice good bit for it. I've got some freeze-dried liver here. And we stroke it, keep your hands on the dog's body, handle it everywhere. Its paws. Oh yes, you do let me handle your paw. Well, you handle the paw and you get a bit of freeze-dried liver. You'll find as the dog will be much happier about you handling its paw the next time. Just get the dog used to people around and handling it. First you do this, and then we start with Amaya.
Okay.
Why don't you give another treat again, Amaya? Just give it to Sheena. Just hold your hand out.
That's right.
Good dog.
Just a little tiny piece.
Just a little tiny piece, but it's pretty tasty, wasn't it? Now give her another treat. Sheena is really pleased that Amaya is coming over to visit. The dog has no reason to bite. The dog would much rather say, hello, where's my treat? And then afterwards carry on with eating, and now we're totally calm. The purpose of our video program is to teach you how to train your dog. Once you know how to do it, now to get reliability, you have to integrate training into every activity that the dog enjoys. The type of improvement that you can expect from a young puppy is basically infinite. The more work that you do, the better the puppy will be. It's important to realize that training never stops. As soon as you say, well, I've trained that dog, then you're going to start going downhill. The behavior never remains the same. It either gets better if you work with the dog, or it gets worse if you don't.
That little exercise you want to do 20 times a day. Yeah, whenever. It only takes 10 seconds or 20 seconds, and then your dog will know what sit means and down means and stand means. So then if it doesn't do it, when you ask it, sit, you can now shout it, because the dog knows the meaning of the word. But until we've done these exercises, it's no good shouting the word sit, unless the dog knows what sit means. Okay, all back to your seats and settle down. And Susie has one of her many dogs here. They're all like this. Good dog. Come on. Yes, we're healing. There's a good dog. There's a good dog. Come on, heel. Good dog. When we're healing on leash, exactly the same as off leash. We've got food in both hands. Sit. Good dog. You can get a bit of food there. Don't deserve it. It's kind of sloppy, but we've got to start you on something. And left hand on his nose again, and heel. Come on, heel. Tuck, 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 tuck. Come on, come on. Good dog. There's a good dog. Good dog. Good dog. There's a good dog. We never let this leash get tight. Good dog. There's a good dog. Come on. Little tugs if he's slowing down. Steady. The only difference is that now we have a leash to jolly the dog along and to stop the dog running off. So never ever to let the leash get tight like this, because when it is, it's like a little telegraph wire. And so he no longer has to pay attention to us. He can now look away, because he can feel everything that I'm doing through this leash. He knows when I'm slowing down, speeding up, or turning right. If you keep the leash nice and loose, he has to pay attention, because if we make a sudden move, he doesn't know what we're doing. So he has to keep his eye on us. Okay?
When I take him for a walk, he drags me down the street.
It's important to realize he's gonna pull on you, Janet. What we gotta do is to try to discourage it. And the best way to do that, and the fairest way to do it too, is that we try to keep it as loose as possible all the time. And we try to be aware when he's about to go to the end of the lead and it's about ready to drag us. Give him some warning. Steady, or don't pull. Tell him, you're going to be in trouble if you keep doing what you're doing. Then give him a yank, and mean it. And as soon as the leash is loose again, good boy, because it's important in the future if you want to be able to just say, steady, Jack, and to have the dog respond, to get the dog to realize he has 6 feet and he better back off. And he will, but you've got to warn before you yank. Heel, let's go. Good boy, heel, good boy. Good boy, let's go, heel. And I like to start to reduce that food a lot by putting it in the pocket. But look, Janet, heel, help him around the corner, heel, and as I stop, I can use that hand just like I have a piece of food in it, reach in the pocket and break off a little piece for him. So that's one way we can start getting away from having that lure out and out right on his nose. I'm going to show it to him again, put it up in that pocket, say, heel, Jack, let's go, good boy, nice loose leash, heel, Jack, heel. That's a good move on leash to turn on the dog like that. But sit. One thing you should probably put more emphasis on is getting him to sit when he's starting to get ahead or losing it. When in doubt, make him sit. Jack, heel. Good boy, heel. Jack, sit. And if he does it, first command, good dog. Reach in and give him that treat. Good boy. Always praise him when that leash is loose. Let him know when he's doing it right. Yeah, and it's a constant effort on your part for a long, long time.
The biggest problems are going to come with the dogs with kids. That I'm sure a lot of you have got the dogs for the kids, and what's going to happen is you won't have a dog in 2 or 3 months' time if these dogs don't learn not to pull on leash, not to jump up. I've seen this go a lot of times before, and what happens is that once the dog starts to pull on leash, now no one takes it for a walk. Because you can't take it off leash because the dog's half crazy, so you're not going to take it for a walk on leash because it's pulling you around. So now you relegate the dog to the backyard because it can't stay inside because it's not house trained yet and you haven't stopped it chewing. Now your neighbors start to complain because it's barking, and anyway it's digging your yard up, so now you put it in the basement. Putting it in the basement all day long is basically training it to eliminate anywhere and to destroy anything in sight. And by the time the dog's about 6 or 7 months old, we think, well, we can't keep it, it is too much trouble. That doesn't do too much self-esteem for your kids, I can tell you. Because by all means, let them think they're in charge, but you should be doing all the training. Because I care about these dogs. I want to see them in a couple of years' time. And I want to see you having fun with them. I don't want them to be sent on to a mythical ranch in Sonoma, because that means they're going to die. If they leave you when they're 6 months old, they will not find another home. The odds are so slim, because all the problems have come from 3 months of living with you and a bunch of kids. So the children must learn what to do, and the only way they can learn is by you teaching them. The only way you can learn is by us teaching you.
Go ahead and take off with it. Show him the treat first. That's a nice big hunk, okay? Show it to him and then just go.
Heel, heel. Sit, sit, sit.
Good boy. Very nice. When we get to this end, as you're about to stop, you're going to put your right hand across your body and give a sit signal with the right hand instead of the left. And we'll see if that works better for him. Okay, Cedar.
Cedar. Good dog. Sit, 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 sit. Good.
Good. Now we can have the treat.
For those of you who haven't got kids, you've got to get the dogs used to all the things that the kids were doing. And what's going on in this room tonight, especially poor old Chumley over there, he has 4 kids handling him at once. In 2 months' time, that's going to be much too much. We've got to teach the dogs, but we've also got to teach the children. But be gentle. They don't like being crowded, and they don't like this going on. It makes them all excited, hands coming down, pulling them like this.
Basically, dogs bite people for 2 reasons. The first is pretty obvious. Biting is a normal behavior for dogs. And the second is that people are pretty rotten to dogs. That when people say, oh, my dog bit me without warning, without reason, it's rubbish. There's been plenty of warning for years and years and years. The dog's been crying out, saying, I'm a little uneasy with people around my food bowl, and I really don't like kids. Then the two come together, we got a kid around the food bowl, bam, we got a bite.
Children need a little adult supervision when they're working with puppies. Their voices are so high-pitched that the puppies don't necessarily understand that no is really no. While Cedar's eating, we're going to be petting him like this so that he's accustomed to having people hold on to him. And we're going to work right around the food itself. When you pet him, you also stick your hands in the dish like this. And the puppy starts to understand that your being here is very pleasant while he's eating, and there's no reason to be possessive about his dish or his food. We also want to get him used to being handled back in here. And if he were to be eating in the kitchen and Meg were to go running through the kitchen and kind of brush against him like that, we don't want the puppy to turn around and snap. So we're getting him used to it right now, to know that even while he's eating, he can be handled or touched or whatever There, that's great. And he's getting to enjoy his dinner. He's also being hand-fed, and this is important to realize too. Meg is actually handing him cookies as well as letting him get out of the dish. So he's associating her with something even more pleasurable. Good. There you go. Tell him what a good boy he was. Give him a pat. There you go. There. You want to give him a little more cookie? Huh? Good puppy.
Sit.
Sit.
And down.
Down.
Good. And sit again.
Sit.
And down again.
Down.
Very good. And sit. And down. And sit. Now stay. And give her the food. And say, go to Mummy. Off!
Mommy.
Okay, now listen up. What did I say you've got to do? Listen, listen. Or do you want to have Sheena leave you? Okay? You wanted to stay here, don't you, as your buddy? And she must learn not to jump up. Because your little friends won't like it when Sheena jumps on them. So when Sheena jumps on you, you must say off.
Okay.
It's no good standing there and ignoring it, and it's no good going hee, because that'll make Sheena jump up. And then you'll get her into trouble. It's not much fun, is it? So if Sheena jumps up, just shout off. Tell her it's wrong.
Okay.
But before that, tell her to sit first. Then she won't jump up. It's that easy.
Okay.
Okay? Good.
Hi, Edie.
The dog must learn that whenever you meet another person on the street, or whenever you meet another dog, you simply sit down. That's the way we greet people. Obviously, it's very difficult when you meet someone new. The dog wants to say, hello, hello, and it jumps up and it wants to paw and scratch and lick and all this sort of stuff. So if you set up a situation with 6 friends and they walk round the block clockwise, then you go anti-clockwise with the dog on leash. And so you're going to meet 6 people walking round the block. Each time you meet one of these people, they ask the dog to sit and you ask it to sit. And then it gets rewarded for sitting. They give it a little treat. The first time you walk around the block, it can be a little difficult because the dog is meeting 6 strangers after another. But the second time, it's easier because the dog's just meeting these people and he thinks, didn't I just see you a few minutes ago? So it's easier to control the dog. So now the dog sits and gets his treat from this person and gets a pat on the head from you, and you go around the block again and again until the dog gets it perfect every time. That just takes you, say, 20 minutes one Saturday morning. It can teach the dog a lot. One other thing, you never go up and touch a strange dog unless it will come up to you. That's the acid test. If it comes up to you and it's friendly, then usually things are okay. Even then, I wouldn't put a hand down and touch it. So don't become overconfident, okay? Handling your own dog, that's your dog. Remember that. All other dogs are different. Let's let him off leash. It's a nice quiet play session for a change. Even Ness is coming out to join us. See what the action is. Okay, now we're going to start calling the dogs. Let's start with Sheena.
Sheena, come.
And go play. All right. Now let's try, and a lot of times we can get by. Let the dog know you've got food, but there's no need to give it. And have a big bag of food in your hand now. Leave it up on the piano in your pocket. When the dog comes, give him a big hug and go play. Sit, kiss on the head and go play. You don't want to carry a bag of food around with you for the rest of your lives. Lots of praise. Good. You can pick her up, give her a hug for that, crossing the room. Let's call Cedar. Dog, there's a good dog. Hand signal, and sit, and go play. Not bad. No food though, because we had to shout real loud. Let's call Jack.
Come on, Jack.
Now, get some food on his nose. Get him excited in, real quickly. And sit. Let's call Chumley. Just take hold of Jack. Good. And go play. Very nice. And sit. Good dog. And go to. Call quickly.
Come, Charlotte.
Give us your food. You don't need food. And sit. And call again.
Protect. Hand signal. Hand signal. Good dog, give her a big hug. That's right. Amaya. It's your turn, come on.
Sheena.
Sheena, come and sit.
Sit.
Good. And down.
Down. Down.
With this hand all the way down to the ground.
Down.
Down. Keep saying it. Down. Keep your hand down. Keep your hand on the ground. That's it. Now say down. Good dog. And say go to mum.
Go to mom.
Come here, Sheena. Sheena, come. Good girl.
You got to be really tough here, okay? Because Amaya's not giving her the food. And go to Amaya. We ready? Got food in this hand? In this hand, silly. Steady. Now sit.
Sit.
And stay.
Stay.
Stay. And down.
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 And stay.
Stay.
Give her a little scratch over the ear. Gently, gently, gently. And give us the food. Say, good dog, Sheena.
Good dog.
And go to mum.
Go to mom.
Sheena, come. Good girl. Good dog.
Jack, come on. Lighten him up and sit. Good dog. Lots of praise. And go to.
Jack, come here. Come on. Good dog. Sit. Sit.
And down.
Down.
And sit again.
Sit.
Good. Here we go. Come on, Nessie. And sit.
Sit.
And down.
Down. Off.
Good dog.
Good, Missy.
And sit. And down. And stay. Right, sit, stay. And go to Dad.
Charlotte, come here. Good. Sit. Charlotte, sit. Stay.
Come on, keep Charlotte, sit, staying. You run back to your seat, Abby, really quickly.
Stay, Charlotte.
As close as you can to Charlotte.
Stay.
Oh, and give Charlotte. Oh, we just broke at the end. Okay, back to your place. You should have been ready to tell Charlotte, sit, stay, doesn't mean follow Abby. If Charlotte had been, say, a squirrel running across the road, Charlotte would have followed. That's bad news. You know when the dog is going to break the stay.
Stay. So that's one way we can steady our stay command is with a sit, stay. Even when he's thinking about getting up, saying sit before he gets up. That's like a preemptive warning. We're telling him, hey, don't look at that dog. Stay. Okay. Jack, come here. Good boy. Use that hand. Even though I don't have food, sit. I use it just like I do, and I can reach in my hand, in my pocket again, get that food out for him. So you see how everything I'm doing here at this point in the training, I'm trying to get away from out and out luring the dog so much with the food. It's still there, but we're trying to thin that out a little bit.
Sit. Sit. Down. Sit. Stay. You're very good girl. You're a very great girl.
I think that's okay. That's lovely. And slow down and sit. Good. And heel 3 steps and sit again.
Good. Try for your
Peter.
sit.
Sit. Peter, sit.
Good. And down. Towards
Lie
his toes. Perfect.
Good.
Good. Good. Tell him he's good.
Sit.
Upward motion. Up, up, up.
Sit.
Up. Good. Lie down. Out of treats, try it with that one. Just see if he'll do it.
Lie down.
There's a good boy. Give him a hug. That's it.
Come on. Good dog. Good dog. Don't sit. Good dog. That's good. Don't sit. Don't lie down. Don't lie down. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. That's good. Go to Leslie. Go to Leslie.
Come on, down. Come on, man. Good puppy. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Lie down. That's a boy.
The Ohlone Dog Park in Berkeley, California is a fenced city park especially for dogs, a place where owners can safely allow their dogs off leash to play and train together. Here in the dog park, it is really a bad idea to just let the dog run off leash and have a good time. That's setting up that good time as a distraction to training. What we need to do is to change that distraction into a reward. To call the dog every couple of minutes or so, and when the dog comes, just give him a pat on the head and a treat and say, go play again. That way the dog then develops the confidence that when the owner calls it, it's not the end of the world. We aren't going to be put on leash and sort of taken back home again. That we just go to the owner and we get a treat and we can carry on playing. So now the dog will come when you call it. Therefore, in safe areas, they may be allowed off leash to continue to enjoy playing and training with other dogs. You should have been praising all the way then. Nessie came a long way to see you.
Sir. Good dog. Sit. Lie down.
The dogs have a lifetime of fun ahead. Dogs that have had the benefit of early socialization and training are now set to enjoy life. When these 7 adult dogs met for the second time in their lives in this class, they were eager to get down to the serious business of playing and training.
Let's call Naomi. Let's call Jet. And all go play.
As a result of their earlier socialization and training, they didn't want to run and hide, and they didn't want to fight. They simply wanted to have a good time playing with other dogs. Certainly there are occasional squabbles, but they seldom amount to much, and the dogs immediately resume playing.
Cool it. And keep heeling. Very pretty. Keep going. Keep him tight. And call Gillis. And call Maddie. And heel Gillis. And heel Maddie. Okay, now let's have the other 3 go the opposite way, and I'm leading. Don't bump into each other. Let's heel Gillis round. Now all dogs lie down. This should be tricky for Gillis. Good. Sit again and sing. And move back and come to you again. And sit and back up again. And sing. Good dog. Give her a big hug. Good. Sit with it. Good. And down again. And sit again. And down again. Good. And sit again. And stand. Thank you, Naomi. And down. And give him a big hug. Aim at her head, not her legs. That's it. Good.
Sit, good girl. Stay. Lie down. Stay. Good.
Keep going. It's very pretty.
Training and play have now become successfully integrated to the point that neither dogs nor owners are quite sure what is play and what is training, since both activities are thoroughly enjoyable.
Be on the ball, because you know Merlin's going to head for that gate so fast. Ready, steady, go.
Of course, they are well socialized, well trained, and well behaved. The dogs may now be allowed to act like dogs. The owners can easily control their adult dogs in extremely distracted settings.
Naomi, come here.
Dogs come willingly and happily because they enjoy training and they're eager to please their owners. The dogs have developed the confidence that a simple obedience command is not the end of the world. Neither is it necessarily the end of the play session. More usually, it's just a happy time out with the owner, an enjoyable training interlude within an equally enjoyable play session. See from the smiles on the faces and the waggy tails, dogs and owners are having a great time. But this is a training session. When I look back on my life with Omaha, the two of us had a blast. It was all so much fun. If you use the right methods, even Malamutes are easy to train.
Sit. Go on. Omaha, sit.
Training exercises
Good
never
dog.
change.
Go on.
It's just a matter of repeating,
Go on.
refining, and improving the dog's performance.
Omaha, sit. Good dog. Down. Good dog. Omaha, sit. Omaha, come here. Good dog. Come on. Where's a good dog? Come on. Go on then. Heel. Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Good dog. Steady.
Training never ends. If you continue training your puppy using the techniques in this tape, you too can enjoy life with a dog that's enjoying life.
Omaha, sit. Down. Omaha, sit. Oh, he's a good dog. Omaha, come here. Good dog. Good doggy. Heel. Good. Sloppy, but we got there.